Hello and welcome to the RK Football Podcast. It's we're back after our Christmas break, winter break. Germany, Spain has one, so why can't we?
Because we're English.
Because the FA says no.
We don't stop for crap weather.
But yeah, we're back. We're continuing season 2 after our break, as I say. Got the whole band together. Got 2 Matts in the studio. Matt Thowney.
Hello.
Matt Tye.
Hello.
Graham Eyre is also with us.
All right.
On the phone we've got Stuart.
Hi guys.
So we've got the whole band together. We've got a lot to get through. Before we get on to Stuart's mourning of Steven Gerrard, let's have a run through what we think we've got to go through. We've got managerial changes, we've got transfers, we've got predictions, we've got gossip, we've got conspiracy theories, and we've also got Ched Evans.
We cover everything here.
Well, I think we've got to start with the Ched Evans deal. I know we spoke about it a couple of episodes ago.
Graham did
when he was close to joining. When he was close to joining Sheffield United. So we don't want to go into too much about him being allowed to play football, because we've said our points on that, Graham.
We have, yeah.
But nonetheless, he was close to joining Oldham this week. The PFA announced there'd be a press conference on Monday saying Ched Evans has joined a club, and then Oldham backed out. And then they restruck a deal, and he's close to joining again, and then Oldham backed out again.
Did you hear why they've backed out this time?
Well, we found out this time they've backed out because they've been sent death threats
for staff and their families.
From yeah,
which is
it's a bizarre.
It's got a bit chaotic.
I mean, I don't want to. You don't want to offend people's views and that, but sending death threats over someone playing football.
It's ridiculous. I mean,
it is ridiculous, really.
There's not even a justification for people. I can understand if people disagree, but it doesn't need to carry on like it has done with everything.
There is certainly a line, but the problem is that like plenty of people have been actually saying to me, well, think about it this way: would you want him on your team? If you were starting 11 and he was going to be playing in your team, I'll be honest, I wouldn't want him in my team. You wouldn't want him in your team, but what has been said
at League
about
1 level, he's a very good striker. So if I was a footballer,
what are you saying? We should introduce them Southend because we're League 2.
No, what?
The thing is, other players who've had similar experiences, like
Lee Hughes,
Marlon King,
and Marlon King, who've been convicted of murder or stuff like that, they've been allowed to sort of restart their career and try and reform their lives. The person who was with him, who was innocent, is playing Conference South level, and he said he's not, even though he's innocent, there's still, everyone's chanting abuse at him. So if he's getting that and he's been cleared of everything, Ched Evans is going to get death threats day in, day out if he joins a club. So it's
at the end of the day, he knows he's going to get chants at him anytime he plays. That's going to happen. Lee Hughes and Marlon King still get it. They're always going to get it.
But the abuse you get from the fans is part of football.
But fans telling
a club, if you sign this person, then...
Well, a club director said that an Oldham staff member was told that a named relative would be raped if the deal went ahead. Doesn't that kind of contradict what they're trying to say? We don't want you to sign rapists, and we'll prove it by raping.
Well, all they're trying to do is just scare him off of it. It wouldn't happen if they'd have signed him, but you don't want to take that chance, do you? Because you can never be 100% sure.
The less threatening reasons why Oldham pulled out is because 4 of their major sponsors said, if you do sign him, he goes against what we stand for, and we wouldn't be comfortable sponsoring
that I can get.
I can understand that completely.
I would fully accept, if I was a club and we were signing someone who would cause a bit of a contradiction in the papers, not be it rape, but maybe something else, and our major sponsor says, look, we're not comfortable with this, if you sign him we would pull out because it goes against our ethics, I'll say fair play. But the fan, it's hard enough as it is to try and rebuild your name if you do a petty crime. Being this, he's never going to have a life again.
Good.
Stuart, would you
There's
take
still,
him?
honest, I
there's
think
still
he's-
doubt about whether or not he's done it. So you can't just say
I know,
good and
yes,
just leave it.
I
at
know,
that.
I know that, but
That's not a kettle of.
at the end,
That's
of
not
we
something we're
can't-
getting
we
into.
can't open
that
I'm
now.
just saying that that you've got to be very careful.
at the end of the day, is how I see it is that
There's still
I look
stigma,
from the
but-
perspective of if I was a footballer, I wouldn't want him on my team.
Yeah, but if you're a footballer, you wouldn't be looking at him and thinking this is a convicted rapist. You would be looking at him on the football pitch at least,
No,
and thinking this is a football player. He's a part of my team.
no, I don't think
The,
he
the
would.
rest of it shouldn't come into it. It would do, but it shouldn't come into it when you're actually
Yeah.
playing the football. And
Yeah.
professional footballers need to be able to put stuff aside.
It is really hard because I can see it. I can understand from every point of view why people would say because he's in the limelight and his past personal life is affecting it. But sure, like Graham said, he's a footballer. Surely, what happens in his personal life and what happens in the past is that as soon as he's on the pitch, he's a footballer.
Yeah.
Because Marlon King, is, to some extent, put his past behind him and played a bit of football.
Yeah.
And there's many other athletes who have come from torrid backgrounds and said, "Don't judge me for that. This is what I do. Judge me on that alone."
Stuart, if Ched Evans was close to signing for Crawley, would you be happy with that?
I would say I wouldn't mind it, but in the other sense that with the problems that our club's got already, it would be a distraction because everybody will be on our case, and then we haven't exactly got a lot of money. So if we lose sponsors, we'd be in trouble. So.
Yeah, well, see, it brings up a good point about if a club loses the sponsors and they lose the money, if they need the money, they could go out of business. Because if Oldham Athletic went out of business because they'd signed a player that could have been condemned for rape, that the fans would never ever forgive the chairman for that. Never.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's a tough one.
I don't think there's really an answer to it. It's just one of those things that
For me,
you can sit here and talk about it all day, but people are going to make up their own individual minds about it, and for better or worse, that's just how it is.
the thing is, it's always going to be seen as a controversial transfer, and I think it's right that they've pulled out because it's not worth the risk.
Yeah.
That is
They're just going to get a bad reputation from it.
I mean, our sponsors were a bit miffed when we signed Graham.
But then we realised I'm really good at this, and
Hold
they
on,
backtracked.
hold on. We have sponsors.
There's things I haven't
An
told you,
Afterblast
boys.
will sponsor us.
We're going to need to have a discussion about this afterwards, I think.
SU bars.
No, not the SU bar. Not again.
Anyway, so you make your own mind up about Ched Evans. We think Defret is wrong. That's all we're saying.
Statement of the year already. First episode in.
He has apologised for his he's apologised not for the rape because he maintains his innocence, but he's apologised for the effect of being accused of being a rapist.
Yeah.
He's
That's
only
kind of out of his control, though, isn't it? Really.
if you're being cynical, he's only done that because people have said, "Oh, well, if he apologised, then maybe we'd be a bit more accepting of it all." So he's only done it to sort of try and put some of the abuse on the back burner for the moment. But he's also got to be careful with how he says it because people are going to read into it if he's not put the stuff he has done, that he's accepting that, yeah, I've done this.
At the end of the day, I don't think Ched Evans will ever be allowed to play football without this happening.
No, but it's always going to be there. Even if he gets found not guilty, then there's always going to be a bit of stigma because fans aren't going to be happy about it either.
So we're going to move on because there's not much else we can say without creating an uproar. So
Get your violins out, Stu.
it's time, Stuart. It's time.
It's time to say goodbye.
If you
Have lived under a rock for the past week.
and you don't know this story, Liverpool have lost a legend, or will lose a legend as such. Steven Gerrard's announced he's leaving Anfield when his contract expires in the summer. He's already agreed a deal with LA Galaxy, and he will be joining LA Galaxy
In July, isn't it?
in July. Yeah, he will make his LA Galaxy have added that Gerrard will make his LA Galaxy debut on the 17th of July against San Jose. So, Stuart, take it away.
Well, to be honest, when I heard about it, I think it was this time, the rumours had gone out this time last week. about him doing an announcement. I was dreading the worst, and obviously you wake up and he said he's leaving, and then obviously you find out that if they gave him a contract in the summer, he would have signed it. And it's it's funny thing. It's like some people blaming like, why is Stevie leaving? But we should look at. They didn't do enough to try and keep him.
So, how much of a tantrum did you have when you woke up that morning and saw that Gerrard was leaving?
Oh, I was devastated. I never thought I'd hear the day that I hear that.
I mean, I understand your point about Rodgers and the club not offering him a new contract, but I saw a quote of Gerrard saying one of the main reasons he wants to leave is because he was told by Brendan Rodgers
he's not going to get the minutes.
He's not going to start every game anymore, and he wants to start every game. And I get that a footballer wants to start every game.
Plus, to be fair,
but is it Brendan Rodgers? Is Rodgers in the wrong for wanting to bring through the youth and not starting?
No, of course. You've got to bring them through. They're not going to get better without the experience. And as he gets older, his stamina and everything's going to get less. He's still as gifted as he was, but he won't be able to do it as well.
But then to twist it, should Gerrard just be like, oh, okay, I get it, I'm getting older, like Giggs and Scholes did, I'll have a substitute impact sort of player.
But then you got to think about, okay, but then what happens if he puts a bit of youth in there? He's got to take him off the bench. At some stage, they have to move on.
No, but I mean, should Gerrard be saying, I'm okay being a bit part player now?
Well, I think part of the reason he's maybe leaving is that, like, if he completely loses it and he goes out there, he's still playing and he's just not good anymore because he just doesn't have the stamina anymore, then it'll damage his reputation. Like, the way people remember him after he retires would be affected by the fact that he spent, say, a year, 2 years being a bit naff.
Look at David Beckham. He's remembered being a classy player and all this. I get that, but if he didn't go to America, he'd be remembered in a higher stature than he was. Yeah.
But
before.
The difference is that Gerrard's going right at the end of his career, whereas Beckham probably still
moved around quite a bit.
He could have gone to a bigger place.
This is also another genuine Gerrard quote on why he left. He wanted to add trophies and medals to his collection.
Sorry, Stu.
Brutal.
The thing is, he will have medals because LA Galaxy is probably
they're one of the biggest teams.
Is the only team that will ever win anything in the MLS.
I'm sorry, Stu, but when when one of the best captains you've ever had is saying that the club's that crap it can't get trophies for its position,
he has to go to the MLS for a medal.
But
I don't know.
You
can't really disagree, can you?
No, you can't.
Liverpool, without being like overly harsh or anything like that, they're in no danger of winning anything anytime soon. Realistically, obviously, there's always that small chance that
it's just the idea of Gerrard coming out and saying, maybe not in so many words, but basically saying, the club isn't glorious enough for me anymore. I need trophies.
Well, I think one thing as well, the reason why he's moving is because if you read one of the articles, he said, for the last 2 years I have had no major injuries, so I'm at the peak of my fitness again. So why should I be sitting on the bench? Well, there you go.
Yeah, but he's at the peak of his fitness for now. He's not at the peak of his fitness. Like, just because you're at the peak of what you're capable of right now doesn't mean that it's necessarily good enough to
see. This is the thing. It's a debate whether the player should sacrifice his own personal goals for the best of the club, or whether he should throw that loyalty away.
I think he's done it for.
To be fair to the guy, he's done it for long enough.
He's done it for the best of the club. Like at the end of the day, like we said, he has been through the youth at some stage, and he's realised it's his time to go.
I mean, he could have joined Chelsea in 2005 and would have won how many medals?
Even before that, there were constant rumours of him going to like biggest clubs in the world, like Madrid types and
Madrid
stuff
were
like
actually
constantly.
Inter Milan tried to sign him twice, didn't they?
When they were a big club as well.
When they were a big
That was a while ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's still.
I see your point about how he should have left earlier in a way.
Well, he could have done, which is why I'm saying like I think he's okay to go now because he's sacrificed himself good at club for the last at least 5-6 years.
It's just it's one of these stories that I thought would never come. In the fact, you always saw Gerrard have finished his career at Liverpool, going to the coaching staff, and maybe a future manager in 20 years.
But he's said that he wants to come back if it's doable
will
in the future.
Still do that. But it's like, for example, Fergie retiring a few years ago. It's one of those where you're like, what? You never see it coming.
When John Terry finally retires,
that
it
will
will
exactly
be
be
like
the same.
It was the same as well with Frank Lampard. I mean, I know he wasn't a one-club player, but he was at Chelsea for so long that it was you didn't really expect him to leave.
No.
Is it the right move for Gerrard and the MLS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that's all that matters in his sense.
Yeah.
I think the telling thing that everyone knew Gerrard was leaving when he was left out of that squad away to Real Madrid. When he was left out of that, I think everyone knew.
Yeah.
This is probably it.
How will it leave Liverpool?
I
Are
think
they
they'll be
screwed
all right.
completely now?
No.
They've got the quality.
There's a massive hole though in the midfield.
They just have to find the right player, and I reckon that Henderson will become a better player for not having
They could put
thing to deal with.
They could put Henderson in there, but Henderson compared to Gerrard, I would say still probably have Gerrard because of the character he is, the experience, the motivation he could provide. Henderson's only recently come into that sort of niche role in the last couple of years. Gerrard's been doing it for pretty much his whole life.
The thing is with Henderson, he's got to make sure he doesn't set his sights on becoming the next Steven Gerrard. He's got to become the first Jordan Henderson. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if he tries to emulate Gerrard, he will fail.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever be as good as he was.
It's a unique way of playing. It's a bit different.
And the big difference is as well that Jordan Henderson didn't he join Liverpool at 22, whereas Gerrard was there when he was
but
Gerrard was in the first team at 16.
Exactly, like he has so long to make the impact, and he's been there 2 years now. And don't get me wrong, I really rate Jordan Henderson, but I'd never see him becoming a player.
I tell you something. Have you ever saw a video of Steven Gerrard's debut? Right, he comes on in this huge baggy T-shirt that looks like it's his dad's from 30 years ago.
It looks like a parachute.
Yeah, and then he's through on defensive midfield. Gets absolutely tore apart. I think it's Blackburn he's playing or something like that. Gets tore apart, gets through on at right back instead. Gets tore apart and gets dragged off. So even the world-class player that he goes on to be has a tough start.
Stu, what was your favourite Gerrard moment?
Oh, that's a tough one. Probably...
For me, I'd say it's Olympiacos. When he scored that goal.
Olympiacos,
unbelievable.
Or the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was to choose, it would be I think the FA Cup final goal, because I think I was watching that game, and it was one of the things that I was like 3-2 near the end. I was like, great, we've lost to West Ham. And then he scored that 35-yard strike, and it was like it's insane. So I would say that's my best moment.
I love that 3-2 last minute, and you don't think, oh, we're going to lose the FA Cup final. We lost to West Ham.
Yeah. I was dreading the word.
I've got two favourite moments. As a football fan, the goal against Olympiacos. But as a Chelsea fan, the slip to Demba Ba to lead to
I think I can name, what is it, Stu's favourite Coutinho moment, when the ball dropped to his feet and he smashed it in against Manchester City. You can name moments for them kind of players.
Anyway,
moving on to the real subject.
But on a less random note.
But like you said earlier about the quality in midfield, like do you have quality to place it? I genuinely think players like that, like Coutinho, more than enough. He's got more than enough.
They're different players, so it's a thing.
Yeah, but what I mean is that this is at the peak of his career, and Steven Gerrard used to play in this position. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm not saying he's going to emulate that, no way. But
so from Liverpool to Chelsea, we'll switch gears. Let's first of all start with
a retraction.
We left it in the Christmas special. Chelsea were flying. We were all confident Chelsea are going to win the league, yeah?
Yeah.
And now we pick it up, 3 weeks later? Over the Christmas break?
Maybe four.
Maybe something like that. And Man City and Chelsea are on the same points, the same goals, the same goals conceded or whatever it is. And literally the only difference between them in the league is that Chelsea start with C and Man City start with M. What happened, guys?
It's a conspiracy, all right?
That's what Jose Mourinho thinks. It's a conspiracy as a campaign to influence referees' decisions.
That was a nice little link there. That was a good one.
We've just we've just
That's
in that
rubbish.
period of the season, like Man City had it early on in the season where they were just on bad form, they were losing track, whereas Chelsea have got it now, and it's completely closed the gap.
Is it mind games for Mourinho, or has he got a point?
Well, there's been a lot that's gone against him, but a lot of it's been like sort of 50-50 kind of decisions where it's...
With regards to the refereeing, everyone, as a Chelsea fan, it's always like, oh, the referee's against us. But
everyone's against you. It's Chelsea.
Yes. But looking further into it, there's been a lot of people saying that the refereeing this year has been probably some of the worst it's been in the Premier League for a long time.
I think it's unfair to say, like, because this all come out after what was it? We got the point at Southampton.
No, this isn't just Chelsea. This is...
No, but what I'm talking
I'm
about
not
when
sure
Mourinho
if
said
I
the
agree.
campaign and everything. And I think that's very unfair because everyone says, oh yeah, it was a penalty and everything. But when you actually look at it, he has not gone in to foul him. He's not done it. He has not actually done anything wrong. All he's done was slip, and Fabregas went into him. So at the end of the day, it's 50-50.
Yeah, but a foul's a foul regardless of whether it's intended or not.
I'm not sure.
Anywhere else, the annoying thing is that anywhere else on the pitch, that sort of thing would be a foul. It's just because it's in a penalty area, there's so much pressure on the referee.
But I'm not sure whether it's that the refereeing has been of a worse quality this season, because you see just as many bad decisions that you get any other season. You are going to get bad decisions in a season. It's impossible to go through
I think
it
it's the
season.
calibre of the decision as well. Like, it's a last minute thing, or it's and it changes the entire season kind of thing.
The thing is, especially with the Southampton one, right? If Chelsea are already winning and they're going to win the game 2-1, does Mourinho care?
No, he doesn't. No.
It's blatantly.
I
It's
think that's the
blatantly
kind of
sore
thing, yeah.
losing.
He's always been a sore loser, but
Like, I can guarantee. Like, I think it was. What was the last game we played in the league? I think we lost. What was it?
5-3 Tottenham.
Tottenham. Lost 5-3. Yeah.
that was a belter.
I actually thought straight after the game, I'm going to go on Sky Sports. I can guarantee I'm going to see something about Mourinho.
I mean,
saying something bad about Tottenham. And he did.
Former referees boss Keith Hackett has claimed officiating standards in the Premier League over Christmas were bordering on appalling. Over Christmas, though, I mean, it's only a short space of the season. You know what I mean?
For all we
You
know,
say it's a short space of the season, there's still about 5 games.
Not
in
for
that
each
time.
team. Yeah, I get that, but
yeah, but for all we know, it's just been that normally the bad decisions get like spread out over the season, and it's just so happened that this season, for some reason, it's all kind of come all at once, and then the rest of the season, for all we know, could be almost perfect.
The former FIFA referee Hackett claimed he counted over 20 major incidents were wrong in the Christmas period. He cited one of them as Wayne Routledge's red card.
Yeah,
Which was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, this one's caused a controversy just because the tackle beforehand, such a horrible tackle. Yes, the tackle beforehand.
It's one of the worst I've probably seen in the Premier League. It was absolutely disgusting.
It is, and he should be sent off. The referee's missed it. That's a bad decision. Is the bad decision the punishment to Routledge? Yes, I'm not saying he should have been sent off, but if he gets a booking for pushing him in the chest, is that a bad decision? Because
No, you can't push people.
Should the fact that he's reacting to a bad tackle go into the decision?
Yeah. Should
I
do.
don't think it should.
No, it shouldn't. If you're pushing somebody, then it's still violent conduct.
At the end of the day, if Routledge had got up from that Kyle Henry tackle and just walloped him in the face, you're saying he shouldn't be sent off because he's reacting to the tackle?
I say at the end of the day, I look at that incident. I think both should have been sent off. What happened in that little bit there? He's kicked him. You see his leg do that.
Yeah, Routledge
I'm
does
sorry.
kick him.
Sorry, everyone keeps forgetting that he kicked him. You've got to remember he's kicked him, so that's a red, and then the other player should be sent off red.
He's got a point now. I thought that when I first saw it, thinking about it. I thought he does kick him. It's not much of a kick.
It's not much, but
I think it's
Yeah,
one
but
of
that's
those.
the same as when somebody gives someone like a tap on the face or something like that and they go down.
So
it's still a hit.
bringing back an old thing then. So on Matt's excuse, when bringing up the Aston Villa game when Benteke should have got sent off, should the 3 Spurs players that all shoved him in the face been sent off as well?
Yeah.
Well, by that logic, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like Soldado should have been sent off in that game. Merson should have been sent off. I could name loads of players.
But the problem would be then, if they give a red card for every one little one, like, they'll be like, "Oh, referees are ruining football. They're sending too many players
But
off."
then I don't
It's a
see
thankless
what
task. You can't win as a
You
referee.
can't win.
You
as
can't.
well.
No one likes a referee. Like, let's be honest. There's one referee that was actually someone that done really well. He was immaculate with his decisions, and that was Howard Webb. And then he was always like mocked for maybe liking Manchester United. So no one likes referees.
thing is,
at the end
That
of
was
the day.
because United always got a penalty at United and every other team didn't.
I would much rather have the referees maybe missing a few decisions here and there than they crack down on it and they go, all right, this is a free kick, this is definitely a free kick, this is a red card, and the rules get stricter.
You'd still
and
miss
stricter.
stuff as well anyway, wouldn't you? It'd
Yeah,
just
you would,
make it
but
even worse.
until it gets to the point where they're shoulder barging next to each other and it's straight reds for both. Because that's where it'll end up.
That's the problem. Is that
If the fans moan too much, the FA and FIFA and so on, they're just reacting to what the fans.
there was a
are
game
playing.
in Bath in I think it was with Barcelona. It was one of the like two of the smaller teams, and like one player's like shoulder barged into the other, and like it's not a goal scoring opportunity, but the player's been sent off. And I've watched it. I'm like, I don't understand how he's been sent off. He's literally done, like, put his
But
shoulder right into
the
him.
thing-
No, like that kind
An
of thing,
elbow.
to get him out of the way.
Yeah,
and then
an elbow. If there's elbow, then there.
no, but like that. So he's
Yeah, but
just
that's
gone
elbow.
That was
The shoulder badge would be like
But
just sort of
shoulder.
running into somebody with your shoulder, whereas
What
that
you did is that
is
It was
an
just
elbow. Like,
Well, I mean like that. Like the caliber of it, I think was stupid. Like he got sent off, and I thought it was a bit harsh because he wasn't even goal scoring opportunity.
With regards to the Chelsea-Tottenham game, I watched that game and I can and the 2 points I think Mourinho was getting at is in the build-up to two of Spurs' goals, two decisions went against Diego Costa. One of them was which he was grabbed from behind and dragged down, and that was a free kick to the Spurs player. And the other one, he was kicked from behind and play continued, and then Spurs got the penalty.
How many times this season has a decision gone for Diego Costa where they've missed him, I don't know, kicking out or sort of slowly putting a head into someone? Because how many times they do during the game?
I'll be honest, Chelsea do get away with some stuff, and I for one think it goes against the game.
But no, yeah, they get away with stuff, but no more than any other team. You get decisions for
Yeah.
you, and you get.
To be
decisions
honest,
against you.
when you think about it,
There's
Burnley
a
have
diff-
decisions.
There's a
not
difference
given
to
them.
a slight tap on the leg, which Costa can do, to being grabbed from behind and thrown on
There
the
is.
floor.
There is.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was a good decision. I'm just saying you get them against. For example, like you mentioned about Villa and Spurs, right? That was what. Yeah, Tottenham should have had players sent off, and as a Villa fan, I'm fuming, obviously. But that's part of the game. If you take that away, you won't enjoy it when you don't get a player sent off when they should, and you feel lucky. You're like, yes, we can get some out of this game. You'll be like, I don't care anymore.
I think it gets more attention as well because it's Chelsea, and right now they're top of the league.
Yeah.
Like because it means so much. Because like, especially now the gap's so close. It'd be the same if it was two relegation teams. Because it matters so much, every single point.
The reason Mourinho's come out and said it is to take away everyone's attention from Chelsea's shortcomings.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Chelsea,
It
over
is.
the Christmas
I agree
holiday, have been
completely.
poor.
Yeah,
Like,
very
And,
poor.
and he doesn't want people to be looking at that, and he'll put confidence less on his players, so he's taking the attention away.
Well, the
It's
thing-
very good mind games.
It's like the thing like you said about Diego Costa getting all these tackles and everything. Right, this is how I see it from a defender's perspective. You've got Harry Kane who's on form running at you. You think of any way try and stop him. This is Diego Costa, arguably one of the best strikers in the world. Yeah, you're gonna be doing anything to stop him.
Right.
So you can't. At the end of the day, I think it's always going to happen for Diego Costa throughout the entire time he's in the Premier League. He's going to get this.
It's not just that. They know that dragging him to the floor is going to get on his nerves, and
Yeah.
it's
Well-
well
yeah,
known
they know
that he's
that,
got
yeah,
a
he's got-
serious temper problem.
It's for example,
It's going to happen at
Wa-
some stage.
Wayne Rooney when he was younger and he first joined
Yeah,
United.
people went out of the
people
way to.
knew he'd kick off, so they kicked him. They
Poor
pushed
Ricardo
him,
Carvalho.
They pushed him.
He brought it on himself.
well, they kick him, they push him all game, they spit at him, anything. So referee don't see it, then they get away with it. Rooney kicks out, he gets sent off. The other team win the game.
I mean, who was
It's football.
that player for Stoke that time? Jeff Cameron. Every 5 minutes, he was nudging him. He was saying something in his ear, and I was like, Jesus! You
At the end of the
that
day, if I'm against Chelsea, a central defender, and I know Costa's got a got a temper
fuse.
problem. I will do everything I can to get him sent
It's,
off.
would as
it's
well,
clever
mate.
tactics. It's
I'm
a
not
bit-
saying it's in the spirit of the game or
it's
anything
not-
like that.
No.
You know,
Because
it's not the
know
nicest thing
wrong.
to do.
You
but
just do it like discreetly, don't you? Like, say,
But
I'm not,
it's like-
because you don't
it's
say
like-
something to stuff.
It's like, for example, if you're an attacker and you feel a little clip and you
Yeah,
go straight
you go
down, even
down.
though you don't have to, you want a penalty. It's not in the spirit of the game. And you should stay on your feet, all this. But if you want a penalty, you want a penalty. It's like diving. If a Chelsea player dives, right, and wins a penalty, you usually don't care because you've got a penalty.
Yeah.
it's a natural reaction. You might have a bit of a thing. Well, that's a dive.
If
But
it's someone you don't support, then you're like,
Whereas
dive.
if it was a Chelsea United game, say, and a Chelsea player dived, I'd rage. You'd probably go, he shouldn't have dived.
He shouldn't have dived.
And then you'd be celebrating the goal and
Yeah.
mugging me off.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, there was a few, it was last season sometime, we were facing West Brom, Stamford Bridge, we were going to lose, and Ramirez has gone down, penalty given, we drew the game.
Dived.
Everyone in halls at that time just said that was a dive. One person who was a Chelsea fan, it wasn't you, mate, it was this other guy, he just said, no, it was a pen. I was like, no,
You are going to
no.
get that. You are gonna
Yeah, you're always
and
gonna
more
get that
often
one
than
guy.
not, it's usually United fans because
Ashley Young.
I was just going to say because like they're not proper football fans, but I'm only joking.
There's trophies going in.
Let's end the refereeing stuff on this. Anyone who's listening to this, message us. What do you think on the refereeing standards? Have they been good? Have they been bad? How would you like to see
We'll
them to be
put a
improved?
poll out there or something for you guys.
If we can be asked.
If we remember,
And please
yeah.
stop watching the Christmas special.
No, keep going. Keep going on that.
On
And
that
stop
note-
sharing it, you...
On
Pack
that note, anybody who listened to the Christmas special will know what we talk about. If you don't, we'll explain. In the Christmas special, there was a deal. There was an
enforced deal. It wasn't something I was willing to do, but it just kind of happened.
Basically, what's going on is if that video of the Christmas special gets 100 views by the end of the season, and Manchester United finish third. No, Manchester United don't finish third.
Or even if second or first, it's not good enough. It's got to be third.
Graham has to do the ice bucket challenge.
And we'll record it as well.
And we'll record it and we'll whack it up on
No,
the
we'll
YouTube
do it twice,
channel.
just in
If United finish third, but we get 100 views, sorry guys, you did your bit, but Man United let us down.
Anyway,
We're going to move on because we keep nattering. It's Stuart's fault.
Yeah. God.
It was my fault.
We'll go to transfers. We spoke about the Gerrard one, so we're not going to really speak about that. But there's a couple that's caught our eye. Noel Hunt
Been released by Leeds.
has been released. His contract's been cancelled, so I don't know what's gone on there, but I'm sure we'll find out.
he's
over the
going on
next few
holiday
days.
for a bit.
Might have just decided it's a bit crap.
Yeah, he's gone on holiday to Ipswich.
And
Oh, God.
it's holiday or hell. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. You decide.
He's
Tweet us, let us know.
Sheffield Wednesday have made a decent signing in Lewis Baker, the young Chelsea midfielder, signed him on loan. Should be a good move for them. There was one transfer I'm reading just here, and the team really takes my eye. The team is Akil's 92. I'm not even kidding. Burn Albion have signed a player from Akil's 92. Who the hell calls their club Akil's 92? So it's like
I'm going to say it's Achilles.
well, yeah, that one I can't say. Thierry Henry's got an injury. Let's name our club after that injury.
I get the feeling it's not named after the muscle, so maybe I'm wrong.
But one good sign now there was just happened earlier. Victor
good
Valdez
sign,
going
actually.
to Manchester United.
Yeah, Victor
But
Valdez.
For me, I was talking.
Xherdan Shaqiri going
Talking to people.
to Inter.
I was talking to people. Is that in some ways a signal that De Gea could be leaving?
No.
No, think about it. This is a goalkeeper who is, I still think is pretty good, but...
Yeah, but all that means, I think, is just that they've realised that Anders Lindegaard, frankly, isn't good enough for Man United, and they want...
Oh, I think he is.
I don't
When
think he
they start competing for mid-table.
They've signed Victor Valdez.
Me and you are going to have problems. So yeah, they just want a good option to go back to if something happens.
Victor Valdez is signed for Man United to sit on the bench and rake in the money.
And if
Basically, that's it.
if De Gea does wind up going, then Okay, we've got Victor Valdez.
Yeah, you'd rather have Valdez. Well,
I wouldn't rather have Valdez, but it's
no,
not.
I meant Valdez rather than Lindegaard.
Oh.
No.
We also want to speak about, because in the past week there's been a lot of rumours about Wilfred Boney.
Apparently, he's said to
set
Sky
to sign for Man
that
City.
he has agreed terms, and it's literally just a thing of waiting for
Medical
Paperwork.
tiniest little bits to get finished up and stuff like that.
Is that a good signing for City?
Yes.
Is it though?
Yes.
With their squad?
Definitely.
It's a good sign for
Definitely.
City. Whether it's a good move for Burnley is.
Will he play?
It's a risky.
He'll play for a little while.
It's a risky
I
move
think he'll
because at the end of the day, like if he doesn't play well, then and Aguero comes in, he'll be sitting on the bench a lot.
Well,
But if he's playing well, then there's a chance, merely slim chance, that Pellegrini might think could go 4-4-2 and see how they do together.
But then you're forgetting about Edin Dzeko and Stefan Jovetic.
Hmm?
Who'd you rather have in your squad, Dzeko or
But
Boney?
doesn't 30 million for Wilfred Burnley spell the end for one of them?
no,
Yeah,
they're getting
I
rid,
think it
they're
does
getting rid of
personally.
Negredo to.
Negredo's already gone. So
Well, he's on loan. He's on loan
Well,
at
that's what I mean.
The deal is
wherever it is, and now they're selling him
Valencia.
to like pay for it.
the
basically.
deal is for Negredo. He's on loan at Valencia, and they had only had him on loan if they bought him.
Yeah.
So he's already gone to Valencia. End of.
I think you could find Dzeko. Maybe Jovetic might
I
end
think
up going back to
Jovetic.
Italy.
I don't know. They can still use him. He can play out wide. He can play like
but
attacking
they've
midfield.
got basically now. If they sign Boney, they've got 4, maybe world class. Maybe we haven't saw the best of Jovetic.
World class,
City.
top class.
players who should be starting every week. Jovetic and Dzeko will not be happy sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Neville Burnley.
Dzeko's already not happy.
Neville Burnley. I mean, if you're moving for that kind of money, you expect to play.
Like last season,
It just rings of Scott Sinclair, personally.
well, I mean, you know, when
Which
last
is
season,
apparently on his way to Inter Milan.
what
To
is it?
join Shaqiri.
When Jose Mourinho at the end of last season said that Dzeko was one of the best players last season, but he was always on the bench.
He was.
Yeah,
And,
but
like,
it's not
that's the
about
problem.
always being on the bench. It's what you do when you're on the pitch,
Oh yeah, no,
and what he does when he's on the
yeah,
pitch.
but that's
is
what I mean. Is
as
that
good as
like he was a
anybody.
great player and everything, but
Yeah, but
is,
the problem he's got is that there's Aguero. If Aguero wasn't there, Dzeko would be a starter, guaranteed.
yeah. But-
Dzeko may have done really well coming off the bench, but I can guarantee you he did not like having to come off the bench.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably why he was doing so
That's
well.
probably-
'cause
it's like
he's
Hernandez.
he's
Trying to
saying,
prove a point.
start me.
It's like Hernandez when he was at Manchester United, always coming off the bench, and now he's gone to Real Madrid, where he's still sitting on the bench.
Speaking of Hernandez, from the sounds of it, we're letting him go.
Yeah,
in the
that
summer.
don't surprise me. What, to Madrid?
No, they're
Oh,
not
We'll
not
take
interested
him.
either.
We'll take
I was
him.
going to say,
Bloody
Real
hell.
Madrid aren't interested. Well, then you got. I'd be interested if I was Real
Benzema.
Madrid.
arguably one of the best
Messi.
strikers in the world in front of him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Benzema,
but-
Hesse. Oh, I thought you were talking about Hernandez.
Hernandez is top class.
He's a good striker.
We're talking about
but
Welbeck here.
God.
Anyway, we're going to move on. Leicester have signed a striker.
an unknown player.
Andres Karamatch.
Yeah, he's Croatian, 23, signing for a club record fee of £9 million.
Apparently, there's some worries that he might not qualify for a work permit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but it is subject to a work permit
Yeah.
being granted.
what
His-
happens with that is
his
not for us to
team,
say.
FC Rijeka.
Rijeka.
Do you think the transfer window, they're just like trying to expand their grounds to try and find unique clubs?
I
and
just-
go, we'll have
I
him.
don't understand Leicester's type of thinking. When you got Jermaine Defoe out there who wants to come back to the Premier League.
Jermaine
Oh,
Defoe's
we
more
need-
expensive. He might
£9
cost,
million.
he might
News.
cost less in transfer.
Jermaine Defoe is training with Tottenham.
Yeah, saw that
He,
earlier.
he might cost more. This Kramaric, whatever his name is, he might, that's fun. He might cost more now in a transfer fee, but I promise you his wages will be a fraction of what Defoe.
No, I
wants.
get that, but what I'm saying is they're in a position where they need a striker to fire them back into the stay in the Premier League. So they seriously think, oh, we'll go to the Croatian leagues, pick out an unknown player that's got a bit of potential. Here, fire us to Premier League safety.
This unknown kid has got 28 goals in 24 games so far this season, and Chelsea are after him.
No, I'm not saying it's not a good record, and he has potential.
But there's a massive difference.
It's a
This is
big
the Croatian league.
Yeah, but
No.
a good player is a good player in any league, and if you've got a record that's more than one goal in a game,
If you're Leicester and going for goals, you would take anything at this stage.
and 28 goals in 24 games, no matter what league you're in,
He's
is
also
good.
he's also got Europa League experience thanks to Dynamo Zagreb and also FC Rijeka.
I just personally think, if I was Leicester, I'd rather sign a Defoe where you guarantee
he's got
Premier League goals.
Yeah, because he's been in the Premier League. He's been there. He's done it.
Kramaric or whatever his name is might not settle, and then all of a sudden it's like Fulham last season when I signed Kostas Mitroglou. He had a great record in Greece. He was a top class striker. Came in and failed.
So did Fulham.
No, but if they'd have signed someone who would score goals, Fulham might still be in the Premier League now.
Yeah,
No, they wouldn't have been. The defence was too leaky.
Yeah, but Villa's defence is too leaky. If you score enough to help yourself, you're all right.
That's why they're not doing right well, isn't it?
We're doing all right, actually.
Who's
We're
the
doing
guy
all
that
right.
Real Madrid are after? There's some youngster in it. Like
That 16-year-old.
he looks.
Oh,
I was watching.
Odegaard.
I was watching some like highlights of him.
Martin
He looks
Odegaard.
Odegaard, yeah. He's
amazing. Like this guy.
he's
could
been
sick.
spending like the last 3-4 months, probably more than that, travelling around Europe, going to Bayern, United, Liverpool, Madrid, Barca. Everyone wants him.
During December, he has trained with Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, and now currently Real Madrid. He is 16 years old and already has 4 caps for Norway proper.
If I was Norwegian, I could have 4 caps for Norway. That's not something to hit.
But
with
not
a
at
bang
16.
But at 16...
He started playing.
Can we not talk about 16 more? He's younger than us. That's
Most people are younger than us.
He's still...
younger than you, but not younger than us.
During this season, he has played for the Norway under-17s, under-21s, and the Norway proper squad.
Yeah, regardless
what
of whether
position does he play? I think
he's a
an
midfielder.
Attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
He's played 23 times for Stromsglatt this season and got 5 goals already.
He
which is good from midfield.
Doesn't look like he could make an impact in a lot of leagues at the moment. Like
This is a nice little anecdote. Due to his age, he was absent from the computer game Football Manager 2015 until his father gave permission for them to use his weapons.
Yes, I can buy him. Yes.
Anyway, I don't think there's any more transfers we wanted to speak about.
Burnley have signed Michael someone from
Michael
United.
Keane.
that's a good signing.
It's a
for
good
them.
transfer for
Michael
them.
Keane, yeah.
We'll run through the gossip column, and we're going to have to start with what could be a huge deal if it was true. I mean, we all know it's not, but it could be a huge deal if Lionel Messi signs for Chelsea.
For anybody. There was something just connected to that. I think it was Javier Pastore said that if for some reason Messi wanted to leave Barcelona, that PSG are more than capable of buying several Messis for the money they're talking about.
Let's just explain why people think Lionel Messi might sign for Chelsea.
Hates Luis Enrique.
He liked them on Instagram.
I mean,
Nothing else is needed.
Yeah, but it's not just that, is it? Like
His girlfriend has followed every Chelsea-related thing on Twitter as well.
he hates Luis Enrique, who also hates him. He's pissed off because he keeps getting left on the bench.
Wait. If I was Barcelona manager, I'd really hate the guy that was scoring me all the goals.
No, they just don't. It's just one of those things.
They
They
just don't
just
click.
don't get on.
No, I know what you mean. No.
Also,
And he's starting him on the bench all the time.
the Barca hierarchy is currently a bit messed up.
Messed up, yeah.
Yeah, but Barca are
In a
putting
bit of
on
bind at the moment.
the chairman or however it works. They're up for a re-election at the end of the season.
The president wasn't elected to the position. He just kind of took it
I'm
because he wanted
I
it.
wish I could do that. Sure.
Just
I'm
I'm the
Barcelona
president of
president.
Barcelona. So yeah, they're holding elections, which were due to take place in next year anyway. They've
Been brought
sacked-
forward, haven't they?
Yeah, they've brought them forward to now instead of doing them next year, which
They've
is when they
sacked
legally had to happen. They've
the
sacked the director of football. Who was it? Zubizarreta.
Their old goalie,
And Anthony Zubizarreta, and they sacked
Carlos
Puyol as well.
I'm sorry.
And there's-
I'm sorry, but when Carlos Puyol is the easy name to say, you've got a problem.
And then apparently Enrique's been told that he's got 2 games to
left
save
to
his
save
job.
I think it's
And also apparently lots of other players don't really like him.
I mean, in some ways it's been blown out of proportion, this transfer rumour. But isn't it like everyone's saying, oh yeah, he's definitely not moving everything. This is the
Closest he's ever been.
yeah, this is the closest it's ever been. There must be something going on.
Well, apparently,
that,
according to the
is
Daily
pushing
Star,
this.
which is a very
Reputable
very
newspaper.
reputable
Solid
newspaper.
form of info.
You know what I mean? Sky sources these are. Chelsea are apparently prepared to pay a £200 million contract release clause. It's well known he's got a £200 million contract release clause. Would anyone ever pay that?
No,
I reckon.
why would Chelsea
That's
play
why
it?
they gave him
No,
a
that-
£200 million contract release clause, because
I-
they went, if you pay us £200 million for a player, you can have him.
I reckon if he,
It's almost like
if he
Dr.
came,
Evil.
if he,
1 million!
if he rang up Roman Abramovich and said, "I want to come to Chelsea," he would buy him.
Thing is, Adidas
Yeah,
have
exactly.
been quoted as saying they would more than happy pay half the funding.
Yeah, but
Thing is, one
because
crazy.
it's not just you spend a massive amount of money, like beyond words, on him, but
There's also the wages.
and the wages as well. But like the money he brings in, like you win stuff. It's Messi, you win stuff. He wins
That's-
it on
that's-
dirt.
that's
the note
That's
of
prize
thing.
money.
On the
and you
note
get
of-
fans, you got merchandise and everything.
On
It's
the note of
fortunate.
sponsors apparently playing a transfer fee, I want to just go off topic a bit and mention Accrington Stanley,
Who are they?
Accrington Stanley.
who sold tickets for an FA Cup third round
Yeah.
tie against Manchester United, even though they lost in the second round, and said the money will go to transfers at the end of the season. What sort of fan would sit there and go, I know tickets are 20 quid and Man United would be really great, but you take the money. I don't, my hard-earned money.
You don't
take
understand how bad League 2 is with money. You don't.
It's literally the chairman going, I don't want to pay any money out for transfers. You do it.
But it's like
Yeah, but fans want to feel like they're involved in the club, and that
When
Well-
fans get involved in the club, Portsmouth happens.
well, whether he's been a bit of a douche about it or not, and he kind of is,
We've had the first
If-
douche of the season.
then the fans would feel like if they saw a really good player come up that they'd signed, it it brings you closer to the club. I suppose.
Now, if
I
all the
guess,
fans come together and get £200 million ready,
to buy.
With regards to Messi, because of financial fair play, if we were to sign him,
You'd have to sell your squad.
we would have to be Messi.
I can imagine Abramovich going, yes, I'll sign Messi, he'll give me a Champions League again, signs Messi in, and then I can imagine Abramovich's face when he says, oh, you're banned from Europe because you spent too much.
Well, they probably won't get that first offer. They'd probably just get like the small matter of a £50 million fine.
Oh yes, small mass.
But the
And
thing-
Roman Abramovich is strapped for cash at the moment because all this stuff that's happened with Russia, like all these sanctions and everything like that, have literally cost
Roman
him
Abramovich
a
is
fortune.
skint.
As far as
His-
close to
his
broke as
suit-
he's ever been. He's only probably got about another 800 million left in the bank. He's had to sell his yacht, the poor
He's
dear.
great.
He's had to sell one of his yachts. He's still got the super yacht.
It's okay. He's still got his plane. He's fine.
He's still got the super yacht, the plane, the
He's
helicopter.
eating Asda Smarty Price beans.
Student
all
life,
he
mate.
can eat.
Roman Abramovich, student.
no
I
but
would
the
like
thing
to
is,
see his
like,
student loan
you know,
coming.
like you said
when
earlier,
he wakes up at 12 o'clock, he wakes up specifically for it.
You know,
Checks
you-
his bank account and goes, yes!
you know you said earlier about
Dominoes!
the two
Spend
like
20 quid
them
on
paying
that.
all that money. If Roman Abramovich actually did pay it, the problem is, it's like you said. Then Mourinho would be there like, I've got to win the Premier League now. It's
Yeah,
got to
that-
happen.
you've
And
got
if he
to.
doesn't, like say they signed him in the summer,
Sacked.
and then they don't win it, he would get the sack because
I'm sorry,
that's so
if they
much
signed
money.
Messi and in his debut in a friendly, someone snapped him and broke his ankle and he was out for the season, I would not be able to stop laughing.
You just know it would happen. Like if he came to Manchester United, I just know for a fact he'd get some kind of career-ending injury.
If you're playing against him, you do it for the jokes.
I've got
don't you?
something for you.
For the banter. Just sit there afterwards and be like, hey guys, remember that time when I crippled Lionel Messi?
I've got something for Carl to
They're
laugh
still
about
paying his
now.
wages now.
Be something like Stoke, wouldn't it? as
Aston
well?
Villa. I've got something for Carl to laugh about. Aston Villa have opened talks to sign Scott Sinclair.
I'd take him actually.
Yeah,
I
I
reckon
would.
he'd be good for Villa.
Yeah, but Inter Milan want him, and I know they've just signed.
Xherdan Shaqiri.
They'll still probably take him too because they need all.
They need all the
they
help
need
they can
him
get.
more than we do.
No, I don't think that no one's that desperate yet. Anyway, do you want to move on from the gossip?
There is one more I want to mention. Liverpool want to buy Man City and England midfielder James Milner, who's out of
Contract in the summer.
How can a club like Man City let James Milner have 3 months, 4 months left on his contract?
It might not just be on them. He's maybe waiting to see what happens in terms of playing and who wants him and stuff like that.
And at the end of the day, Milner, I know he doesn't play all the time, but he's so important to City when he plays.
I think he's been one of their best players this season.
I mean, we always talk, whenever we talk about Milner, we're always saying like, oh, he can play wherever he wants. He literally can. He's played full-back, and now he's playing friggin' striker. And he's scoring as well!
Scored the 2 in the FA Cup, right?
Better than Welbeck.
Much better than Welbeck.
I'm better than Welbeck.
We're going to go from player transfers to
You're not worse.
Yeah.
To manager transfers. Stuart, I want your opinion on this managerial merry-go-round that's going on at the minute. West Brom, Palace, Newcastle, it's all change.
I don't like change.
Well, we got the Pulis going to Palace. I don't understand, in my view anyway.
Pardew going to Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that because
I thought we'd turn the clock back 12 months then.
yeah, sorry, I got it wrong. Yeah, typical me. But no, it's because a lot of people saying, well, why would you go from Newcastle to Palace?
The fans
I mean,
hated it, that's why.
He's a Palace legend as well.
Like, why would you want to stay there if everyone hates you?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Am I
It's
the
just
only
like
one that sort of thinks that Crystal Palace's squad is better than Newcastle's? Is the depth of the squad?
I think it can do a butt job.
It's a shame we haven't got a webcam because Graham Mealy just burnt Matt's face off with a lighter.
He was being an ass.
And the Arcade Football Podcast does not condone violence or arson or any of this crap.
No, we just seem to wind up getting involved in it all.
But anyway, back on track.
Notice it's all aimed at Thowney though.
Yeah, but someone's got to get it, and like, I'm not getting it.
Warnock left Palace, they brought in Pardew. Newcastle are looking for a manager. Alan Irvine left West Brom, they brought in Tony Pulis. And in his debut he won 7-0.
Against Gateshead. And on that note,
Still good result.
Sino
Barahino scores a hat-trick and he's like...
Doesn't even give a crap. He just walks off. He's like, it's fine, it happens every day.
He scores 4 and just sort of goes, cheers mates.
How disrespectful was that to Gator? Because it wasn't the fact that I score him every week.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To be
To be in West Brom?
No.
Why would it be disrespectful? It's Gateshead. That's who he's played for.
He doesn't even
he scored a hat-trick and he's like, hey, it's only Gateshead. I don't need to celebrate.
Yeah, but I suppose
it's not worth celebrating.
At the same time, if he I don't know which goals it was he scored, like if it was the first 4 or if it was the last 4. Like especially if it gets to like the 5th and 6th goal, it's a foregone conclusion. There's no point in wasting the time celebrating.
Yeah, I get that, but he doesn't even crack a smile or anything. He's just straight. Honestly, you
to be
look
fair,
like...
he's probably going to prison for a little bit, so you know,
yeah,
he's probably
maybe
got other stuff on his mind.
Berahino's been done for drink driving. So when he comes back, sponsors will drop out of West Brom.
He won't even be able to get signed by Southend. Who, by the way, turned down Ched Evans. He'd have made your entire squad much better.
No, he would not.
I have got an official quote from Sado Berahino saying, I was just handling business and acting professionally, and that is that.
I'm just handling business.
Taking care of business.
Handling a rum and coke and getting into the car.
Goes down, sits down in a leather armchair with a cigar and just goes, well, that's that business taken care of.
I got an image of Berahino scoring in like the last minute FA Cup final. Once he's left West Brom, of course, because that's not going to happen. But like scoring in the last minute of the FA Cup final for England in the World Cup final.
World Cup final, he just walks off. He's like, yeah, it's all right.
I was handling my business. Oh, right. Anyway, we go from one Midlands club to another. Ron Vlaar, unfortunately.
Oh, not the good one then.
Get the violins back out, boys. Ron Vlaar is expected to be...
We need violin sounds, like, we need the sound effects. Please find the sound effects and try and, like, part it over.
He's expected to be out for up to 6 weeks with a knee injury. Vlaar, who is out of contract in the summer, limped off 15 minutes into a 0-0 draw against Palace on New Year's Day.
And has been ridiculously heavily linked with 8 million clubs.
Yeah.
After the
After
World
the-
Cup, he was amazing, wasn't he?
£1.5 million move to Man United, apparently.
He's worth so.
You get him for
much
Yeah,
more.
he's
£1.5
worth
million.
more.
You've done really well.
Yeah.
He's worth. So he is worth more, but
Oh,
because
yeah.
he won't sign a new contract, Man United will be like, we don't pay $4 million. We'll just wait 6 months. You're all right. Don't
I
really
reckon he
blame
might
him.
wind up signing a pre-contract with somebody.
He's not allowed
Melberg
to.
did it, so
You're not allowed to sign a pre-contract
You're not-
in the
in
Oh yeah,
England.
not with England. Yeah,
within
sorry.
England.
he may end up joining Inter Milan or something.
That's
in
why
pre-contract.
there's so
Everyone
much.
else
That's
seems
why
to.
there's a bit of hoo-ha over
Yeah.
Winston Reid.
Yeah, Winston Reid. Sam Allardyce came out and said
It's unlikely
Winston
that
Reid
he's
will
staying.
not pay for us next year, in his broad Dudley accent.
It's basically just gone, no.
Yeah.
From someone being out injured to someone coming back from injury this weekend, Sergio Aguero is expected to
Who?
play a part. So
I've never heard of that guy before.
he's a Manchester City striker.
Oh well, I don't like him
I don't
already.
know. He's
He
expected.
can't be one of the good ones.
He's expected to be back in the game against Everton this weekend. He's going to return by playing against the team that injured him. Wouldn't you be a tiny bit scared? Just like, I
don't know.
I'll miss this one.
Anytime I looked across a tunnel from me and saw Romelu Lukaku looking at me, I'd be a little bit scared. The man's a monster.
I thought you said when I was. I was like, when the
Yeah,
hell
every
did you
every
play
time I've been down
football?
at Goodison Park, you know, lining up with
That's
my
6'4".
team.
Listen,
For that
guys,
6'4" dude
guys.
looking, I'm like, yeah.
Guys, we know Graham gets into FIFA. That we don't need to talk about that. Anyway, Aguero being back, is that good news for City? Well, obviously
Oh,
it's good
definitely.
news for City, but
What does it mean?
what does
with
it mean for
Burnley
the title challenge?
And with Dzeko?
Exactly, Aguero back, Boney, Dzeko, Jovetic,
I don't think they'll...
Pozo, a young striker that's
He's
meant
good
to do
though,
well.
well.
Worst named in football, like. But
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's probably Alan Nil.
Or Aston Villa.
How he didn't name his son Juan, I don't know.
So we will go. If we were doing an hour show, we had 4 minutes, so we will end up being slightly over because we just like we
What
don't
a
give a damn.
surprise.
So
Yet again, we've gone over.
our show, no time left. I don't give a damn.
We can just extend it, because we're taking care of business.
Anyway, to finish up, we're going to go back to our usuals. We're going back to the predictions. We've got 5 predictions this time. Matt's ready to write them down.
Not well, but I will try.
Hopefully.
I need to do my Super 6 while
It's
we're
okay,
at it
we're
as
not
well.
used... Ooh.
We're going to start at the Stadium of Light.
Oh, good.
Sunderland versus Liverpool, 12:45 kick-off. I believe it's live on BT, but
Yeah.
don't quote me.
Sorry, you don't mean to break in. Apparently the Valdez contract is an 18-month one, with an option for an extra year.
Yeah.
I don't think we said that bit before. I know we said he'd signed, but I don't think we said how long
Yeah.
it was.
Oh,
Cheers, Jeff.
cheers, Jeff. So Sunderland, Liverpool.
Anytime,
Stadium of
can
Light. Liverpool need a result, really.
Well, not too long ago, they had a really good game against Swansea, but then they haven't continued that. So
That's Liverpool's problem.
they need consistency.
Well, that's what I mean. They need the result.
But like one player does well, but then another player plays well, and they don't play.
Sunderland
as
in
well.
their last game were really unlucky to lose at the Etihad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Played quite well. Is this a chance for Gus Poyet to like put all the doubters out the squad and be like, we can stay up, we can beat Liverpool?
They've got a chance.
He's
but
never going to get rid of the doubters.
But I don't think it's going to
He's
be a
just gonna
chance.
hate.
I don't think it's going to go his way again. I don't think.
No.
Like, unless somebody comes in and turns Sunderland into like a City type, like Crazy Rich, they're always going to be a club that's down near the bottom.
Could you imagine
And
that?
because of that, there's always going to be doubters.
Big Champions League game tonight.
Sunderland
CSKA
versus Red.
Moscow versus Sunderland.
Anyway.
Villa were in the Europa League once. It can happen.
Yeah, but that's when they were good. I mean,
They
that's,
were good.
Ooh, feels so long ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stu, we'll start with you as the Liverpool fan. I guess we'll start with you for all the predictions. Sunderland, Liverpool, Stadium of Light.
I say 1-0 to Liverpool.
1-0 to Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah.
Matt Thowney's doing the predictions, but unfortunately because of lack of headphones in the studio, he actually can't hear Stuart. So we're going to have to reiterate every scoreline.
See how uni like to take our $9,000 a year and hit it up the wall.
Can't even get us headphones.
So you know.
Terrible.
Okay, who's next then?
Matt Matt Thowney.
I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Graham Eyre?
I am going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
Oh, Matt Tye?
I'm going 1-1.
So not exactly goals.
Oh, no. No.
Started it. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
Goals!
Damn it.
Still sitting there now just thinking, why?
Big relegation 6-point at Turf Moor. Burnley face QPR and first and 3 o'clock kickoffs.
Should be a good game.
Two sides that are actually in a bit of form in the terms of their performances, but are still down there at the bottom.
Not really getting the points on a
like
regular basis.
They're getting a win, and then they're like dropping points again.
I mean, Burnley were part of that brilliant 3-3 draw at St James's Park against Newcastle. While QPR got a point at home to Swansea, which isn't a bad point for them.
Yeah, no, you don't turn that down.
Which one of the two is going to turn their draws into wins?
Burnley.
I think QPR. I think they've got the players to turn it around in each position on the field. Whereas I think that's where Burnley lack. I mean, in some areas they seem to be having positives this season, but then there's always the negatives in the game as well.
Well, the good news is Danny Ings is back.
Like, it's like the 3-3 draw.
They score, and Sam Burks as well.
They score. Everyone says, "Oh, they come back 3 times," yeah, which is good. Don't get me wrong.
Well, they conceded 3 goals.
But you score 3 away from home, you normally expect to get a result.
Yeah.
So
but that's a difficult game for them.
Listen to this stat. Out of QPR's 9 away games of this season,
they've not picked up.
They have scored 4, conceded 30, and lost all of them.
Yeah.
So it's a chance maybe for Burnley to pick up 3 points. Stuart, we're going to start with you.
I'm going to go for 1-1.
1-1 draw. Draw specialist, draw again. Matt Thowney?
I'll go 2-0 Burnley, I think.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0 QPR.
just to spite Matt, that was really. You going Burnley? I'm going QPR. Matt Tye?
I hate both, so 1-1.
3-1 Burnley. I am really fancy that there's going to be some
Goals!
You've been very optimistic today.
in what is the rematch of the century at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea face Newcastle.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't remember much after the game.
It's time for the backlash. Dun dun dun! How much is Mourinho going to tell his side just to go out there and go, kill them. Kill them all.
Kill them all. Kill them. Standing on the sideline shouting, "No prisoners!"
No, I think
that's something I can imagine Mourinho doing.
I wouldn't be that surprised.
At the moment, I see
going, "This is Chelsea!"
Like, I can see Newcastle at the moment as a kind of like Stoke. When you go to Newcastle's ground, you're not going to be guaranteed victory. But then when they come away from home, they're vulnerable. That's why I think they're going to lose a lot of their games.
Chelsea need to pick up the points here to bounce back from their time. I know they beat Watford, but it wasn't really much of a bounce. Even against Watford, they were quite poor.
We weren't amazing. We weren't our amazing best.
So will Newcastle fancy their chances of doing the double? Nah.
They will, because at the end of the day they beat them. So that gives you a lot of confidence. But
is
a double-edged sword
fact that
as
Alan
well.
Pardew's not there anymore going to cost them?
Yes,
Pardew
definitely.
knows
no
how to
organisation.
beat Chelsea.
Like, this is the caretaker manager. Yes, he wants to manage the club, but it takes a while to get the structure back into a club, I think, and they need someone there quickly.
We know Pardew knows how to beat Chelsea. Does Mourinho know how to beat Newcastle?
At home, but that's it.
So we'll go Stuart first.
2-1 Chelsea.
Before Graham interrupts us.
sir. Where are we?
Matt Thowney.
What did Sue say?
He said 2-1.
Right. I'm going 3-0 Chelsea.
Chelsea, Newcastle. Chelsea 3-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Tye.
3-0.
4-0. Why not?
Goals.
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 In another pretty big game,
I think it's the biggest of the weekend. I think.
Perennial
It's always a good game.
underachievers Everton against Man City.
This proved a crucial game last
It
season.
did prove a
Because
crucial game last
they
season.
decided if Man City were going to get the title or not, I thought.
And Everton is getting to the point now as great a job Martinez did last
What has
season.
happened?
He's in danger now because he's
He
had a Wigan season.
Like,
This is why
Lukaku scoring in the last minutes to keep him in the FA Cup, but for a replay. I'm sorry, what has happened?
This is
Like,
why
Say that Ipswich out.
This is why when Martinez was appointed, I was a bit, you know what I mean. I wasn't sure because as great as he did at keeping Wigan up, they were always down there in the first place. You know what I mean?
They're
Yeah,
fighting for
that was
European football.
That was the limit on the squad, really.
Was it
Yeah.
this season?
Wigan's
Everton-
squad wasn't good enough to go much higher than
but
they
it was good enough to
usually
win the
end up.
FA Cup.
Yeah, but that's a one-off game. It's
No, I know, but I'm saying, I don't think Martinez knows how to get a side that's consistently playing well. Even at Everton last season, they had really bad patches, but their good patches were so good people forgot about it. This year, it's been terrible, really. 20 games, and 20 games for Lukaku this season. He's only scored 6 goals.
Yeah, it's just not quite. come
Like
off
for
already.
28 million, I'm sorry, they've got on the wrong end of the.
That's not
Did
just
you
them.
just nearly fall off?
Yes, you
Is
did.
the fact that Lukaku not scoring that gobsmacking? to me?
Yes.
After last season, yeah.
Yeah. Everton are a good side. Are they? They haven't got the confidence to beat City, though, have
Yeah.
they?
You wouldn't expect so.
They've got the confidence being, but this is
They've got-
Goodison Park,
They've got a
one of
very
the
good
hardest
team
grounds
as
in
well.
Premier League to go to.
They've got a really good side as well, so it'd be a little bit of a shock, but
Well, we'll
Stranger
start with
Things.
Stuart.
I'm going to go 3-1 Man City.
3-1.
3-1 Man City. I'm guessing I have a feeling we're all going to go the same sort of way here. Matt Downey?
No, we're definitely not 1-0.
Well, you just have to rock the boat. Graham Eyre?
1-0 City.
1-0 City. Sorry, the lack of...
A lack of goals.
Oh, please stop saying it now.
He started it now. We have to get it in every
Right,
week.
okay.
Matt Tye?
Full on goals, 3-1 City.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that scoreline myself, 3-1 City. Aguero to get a hat-trick on his comeback, calling it.
Oh, good blimey! He's suddenly come back from injury and suddenly got a new Achilles that has allowed him to score.
Aguero is that good, he can come back and
Yeah.
get a hat-trick.
Yeah.
The next fixture...
I'll just before the 4-1 against Tottenham, in case Dave's listening.
I don't think Dave listens.
The next fixture, it's without a doubt the biggest game of the weekend. It's without a doubt the biggest game of the weekend. At the King Power Stadium, Leicester face the might. The might of Aston Villa.
The might.
The boring.
The
Aston
could have
Villa.
beens of Aston Villa.
It's been a tough Christmas.
Every year's a tough Christmas when you.
It's been a tough Christmas, but at the same time, we haven't really been losing either. We've just not been able to score.
That's been
That's
the
worse
same
than
thing.
losing.
That's been the same
Joking,
for.
no.
It's not. That's the point. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago over Christmas, we lost like 4 games, conceded like 20 goals when we got hammered by Chelsea, hammered by Spurs, hammered by Wigan. Come on.
That's how long ago it was. Wigan was still in the Premier League.
But what I'm saying is, as a Villa fan, I've had worse Christmases. You know what I mean? We,
Opening the present to a Birmingham shirt. But
I mean, apart from the loss at
Still need to
Swansea,
step up.
apart from the loss at Swansea and the loss at Baggies, we drew with Man United, which was a great result, and then 2 0-0s. So we need a goal. Benteke scored last week against Blackpool.
in the last
Blackpool,
minute.
the worst side in the Championship. We could only just beat with our strongest side. So confidence is high going in.
As always.
Bournemouth in the next round of the FA Cup doesn't sound confident for me.
No.
But we'll talk about that when it comes, please. Leicester. Do Leicester need the result more than us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigel Pearson will be begging for.
Villa are good enough to be able to sort of pick up points like randomly, like against United in games that you'd probably expect them to lose.
Well, Villa,
whereas Leicester will struggle if they don't. They have to beat the teams that are just about around.
They beat an average side United 5-3, didn't they?
Villa are sort of top of their own mini league in the sense of 12th downwards is the relegation candidate, yeah? Yeah, 12 downwards. Villa in 12th. Leicester at bottom are a full. They're a full what? 8 points ahead of. Villa are a full 8 point ahead of Leicester at bottom. I don't know what you guys are doing.
He's paranoid. He thinks I'm going to burn him again. I haven't even got my lighter in my hand.
Yeah. What's Stu going for?
Yeah, Stu, what are you going for?
Wait, what am I going for? Say again?
Villa Leicester, what are you going for?
I'm going for 2-0 Leicester.
And that, my friends, is the last we'll hear from Stu.
What's he gone for?
2-0 Leicester.
I'm going to hang up now. Our friendship's over, Stuart.
What? It's my
friendship over! No, Matt Thowney even.
1-0 Leicester.
I'm going to walk out in a minute. Graham?
You're not going to get any offer in a second. 2-0 Leicester.
Matt Tye?
1-1.
Matt Tye? Please?
I'm going to go 3-1 Villa. Fancy our chances.
Yeah, but you always fancy your chances every week.
It's rare that we go up against a side that are worse than us. Come on, guys.
They're not worse than you.
Last time you went up against a side worse than you had to wait to the 89th minute to score.
We still won.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough.
so that's Villa Leicester done. A Europa League sort of rivals going up against each other.
You wouldn't have
I
said
thought
that.
we were still talking about Villa
at
for a
the beginning
second
of the season, though, would you? Let's be honest.
Swansea, West Ham at the Liberty. West Ham need to bounce back after some bad results over Christmas. Yes, they were playing the bigger sides, but they need a result.
It was a difficult.
It was a disappointing 1-1 draw against West Brom last time out. They would expect more from that.
This season, yeah. Normally, no.
Well, you know, that's what I mean. With the squad they've got, they'd expect more. Do you think their sort of drop in form has coincided with bringing Andy Carroll back as the starting striker?
No, I just think...
I see what you did there. Basically saying he's terrible.
No, I'm not saying that, but
I think
since Carroll's come back, they've been drawing games or losing. They haven't been winning, really.
They won. Well, they won the first game he was back for.
Oh, well, they've won one.
I think it's just like...
That was also against Swansea, though.
That was.
I think it's just sod's law. Like, you've got to go off form at some point. Nobody, generally speaking, keeps on form forever.
I just imagine Sam Allardyce. Oh, Carroll's fit. We've got to go for him at some point, haven't we? He's only what, £18 million? Anyway, Stuart, we'll start with you because I don't think we have enough interest in this game to keep up too much of a conversation.
Not particularly.
I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1, draw. Matt Thowney?
I think because of the African Cup of Nations, could be a very dull game. 0-0.
Yeah, because it's going to be a dull game. It's West Ham.
Whoa, and Swansea.
Yeah, but West Ham are so negative with their football.
How boring was Swansea against Liverpool? They literally passed it because they were like, we could score a goal, but we like to pass the ball. Here you go, goalkeeper. They literally passed it for passing sake.
It was tactics, so we tried to get on Liverpool's nerves, I think.
Well, they got on my nerves.
They got on my nerves, didn't they? Christ. 1-0 Swansea.
Matt Tye?
1-0.
You got that? You behind? Or you got that?
No, we got this.
I'll go 1-0 West Ham. Just because.
Just because you want to be different.
Always got to rock the boat.
And it's actually a pretty big game for both sides at the Hawthorns. West Brom, Hull have started to pick up some form. Great win against Everton.
Could be a big game for Steve Bruce, I think.
Well, it's make or break for their seasons, I think.
But it is the Tony Pulis first home game.
Well, his first league game.
You can't really get off to a better start, could you?
Might start celebrating. We're not sure.
Probably just going to take care of business there, let's face it.
That's going to be a running gag now, isn't it?
We're just taking care of business, lads.
So is Berahino gonna score the goals, or are Hull gonna take care of business?
I think. Oh, go on.
Stuart.
You still there?
Stuart.
Yeah, well, so yeah. But, you know.
We were just asking for
Maybe.
your prediction on the
West Brom.
Hull West Brom game.
Oh yeah, so yeah, 2-1 to West Brom.
2-1 to West Brom.
I hate you even more. Matt Thowney.
2-0 West Brom.
Matt Graham Eyre.
2-0 Hull.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for you.
Matt Tye.
I love Hull.
2-1 West Brom.
The city's a bit naff, but you know.
2-0 West Brom. To be fair. I had an image when Graham said I love Hull of you just like hugging.
I've got like a Hull. I've got like a shirt at home that says I love Hull. I
Just hugging the tiger. And
I bought like a big like Hull teddy,
man.
like a big Hull Tigers teddy. I just kind of lay there and spoon it at night.
oh no! Can we move on before I think of a joke?
Let's move on before I say something and get myself in trouble.
Moving swiftly on, Crystal Palace versus Tottenham.
Alan Pardew's first game in charge of Crystal Palace. It'll be rocking at Selhurst Park, London derby,
Paranoid.
live on Sky Sports. Is Dwight Gale finally going to get a game?
I don't know why he doesn't get more. To be fair,
He did get a game against Dover.
And they won
Big
4-0 in fairness. So we'll go Stuart.
I'm gonna go
Yeah, that's
Palace.
right.
It's going 1-1.
on the game. Oh god, that's embarrassing. That.
Say that again,
Move on,
Stuart.
move on.
Matt Thowney's interrupted.
It's 1-1.
1-1.
that's just rude,
It's
Fowney.
just rude. For that you don't get a prediction.
Okay, 4-1 Tottenham.
4-1 Tottenham. 4-1 Tottenham
Yeah.
at Selhurst Park. If
Harry Kane and Christian Eriksen,
if
mate.
Tottenham win 4-1, Alan Pardew will be sacked on the spot.
Yeah, if not, then I think you should have to do the ice bucket challenge.
Yeah. If it doesn't finish 4-1.
Everyone heard that, yeah?
Yeah, it sounded like you agreed, so we'll take that as it is, because that's what happened to me. So we'd best get the ice buckets ready, really, hadn't we? We'll record this one for you too.
So if it's 4-1, Kyle does the ice bucket challenge. If it's not 4-1, Matt does the ice bucket challenge.
Yeah,
Is that what we're doing?
yeah.
All right, sweet.
When did my name get? Yeah.
You agreed to it.
Anyway,
But what if it's 4-1 to Palace?
oh look, we're getting
No,
on
He
with
still needs to do it. He's gone 4-1 Tottenham.
I'm gonna
I hope Harry Kane gets
I'm gonna be
shot.
sensible and say 1-0 Tottenham.
Matt Tye?
I'm going to go 2-2.
Well, I'm going to go anything that's not 4-1 Tottenham. So
5-1 Tottenham.
3-1.
2-0 Spurs. Arsenal will want payback as well as Chelsea this weekend. Stoke visit the Emirates Stadium.
We're gonna get the legs broken. Like the entire Arsenal squad. It just always seems to
Do you think
happen.
that's just a game on the calendar where they just think, oh,
Well,
well, let's put out our youth?
Make sure we got shin pads for this one.
Ali Sanchez, do you mind not playing today?
Got like special image shin pads to put on the thighs. They've got wearing them all.
They
Got a
come-
helmet on.
They come out like in Kevlar.
Let's make sure my I Hate Shawcross shirt is washed for this. In all seriousness, Arsenal have picked up points again lately. They're going on. They're not going to win the
Stoke
league.
is a nightmare place for them
No.
to go though. Like it's
Well, that's why they lost.
such a
it.
hard
they're-
place to go.
But
So the fact that they're at home is a chance for them for Arsenal.
but
Even
but
so,
I think I
Stoke
genuinely
are just
think that
too big, too mean. Basically.
I just genuinely think that Wenger's job is in danger this season.
Well, you did write an article this week that you can find on the blog rkfootball.wordpress.com.
Bit of shameless self-promoting for you there.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah.
Explain the gist of the article.
Well,
And
basically,
point their direction.
Okay, I'll put it into a basic context. I've ripped into Arsenal, saying that their squad is not a title-winning squad and won't be until they get a defender
I think
who
even
is a
Wenger knows
leader
that.
at the back, yeah. And basically saying that how much of money they spent on Sanchez and what impact he's made. If they don't get in the Champions League, he's going to get sacked.
There is a point we're going to bring up about the blog after the predictions, because the guys actually don't know about this, but I've had an amazing idea, sort of. I
love you, Dad.
But before that, there's
Just
one,
remember, no means no.
there's one more game, and it's a top 4 clash.
Quick question. You do realise none of us done our predictions?
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't do the Arsenal stuff.
We just completely went past that.
But
Right, Stu?
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1
I
Arsenal.
thought you were going to start beatboxing for a second there.
Matt Thowney.
I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to say 1-0 Stark.
Hey.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
Why not? One last game. Man United.
Yeah, you sure we've
Now
done
we
it?
can-
Now that we've set the scene.
At Old Trafford, it was I believe it was a 1-1 draw at St Mary's. a couple of
2-1
months ago.
United.
Oh, it was 2-1 United.
It
yeah.
was 2-1 United,
It
yes.
was. So Saints will be looking for.
They played terrible, but yeah, it was 2-1 United.
Win's a win.
Yeah.
I'd rather win nice, but, you know, a win's a win.
Just to bring
Gets us to third place, I don't care how we win.
Just to bring it into context, United are third in the Premier League, played 20, goal difference of 14, points 37. Southampton in fourth, played 20, goal difference 19, points 36.
So with a win,
They'll go third.
with a win, Southampton will go third, and Graham will be quaking in his boots about the Ice Bucket Challenge. As
Not as
United.
much as I would be if I have to do the ice challenge.
But in all seriousness, because we're going to whiz through, Stuart, Man United, Southampton.
I'm going to say draw 1-1.
Draw 1-1 for Stuart. Matt Thowney.
I like how we're all just like sat there waiting for
I'm
Matt
just
to
gonna
hear
go
what he's saying.
for,
We're just like, Matt,
I'm going to go for 1-0 United.
1-0 United.
That hurt him. That did hurt him.
Hey,
Graham?
I'm going to say 2-1 United.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, I'm either going to say, oh no, we're going to lose this one. We're not going to get third, are we?
Just to get Graham scared, 2-1 Southampton.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no, no.
So I'm going to go 3-2 United.
Oh,
What a
What
guy.
about you, Matt?
I think they
Before-
will be. He said that.
He said
2-1 Southampton,
2-1
mate.
Southampton.
Come on, keep up.
We do think there'll be
Don't do
goals in this weekend's Premier League games. For anyone that's using us as like betting and whatnot, we don't condone betting. But
Although Thowney indulges in it far more than he should.
Yeah, tenfold accumulator.
but we, on behalf of all of us, I'd like to apologise when you lose money. But if you do win money, donations can be made to the arcade at arcade. Anyway, there was one bit we wanted to end on, because at the blog we're always looking for new writers, because we never have enough because of our laziness, for one. So we're always looking for new writers. If you're listening to this and you think you've got what it takes, send us an email explaining who you are, what you're about, favourite teams, so on and so
If
forth.
it's United, we're going to have to decline.
No.
Send us an email.
And also feel free to join me in the Ice Bucket Challenge if it happens like that and you're a United fan.
Send us an email, but with your age, who you support, how often you think you'll be able to put articles up, and a attachment of a article that you've written, so we can see whether you're any good, because we need.
We'd rather not put up. Well,
Surprisingly,
mind you, I say that, but we've already got.
Surprisingly enough, we do have standards here.
at least a little bit of standards. So,
Hard to believe, I know.
so
I know.
if you want to be part of our team, send us an email at rkfootballtalk@gmail.com with the attachment of the article as such, and we'll see what we can do about getting you on. If you're in the Southampton area, you might end up on the podcast. If you're not, you won't.
You probably won't. This isn't like the Antiques Roadshow. We don't travel to a different part of the country every day.
Really? That really
would be-
proved your age when you come up with Antiques Roadshow as your first one.
In fairness, on that note, we do have goals, so hopefully one day...
Do we have goals? We have goals, do we?
Hopefully one day the RK football bandwagon will be travelling the country.
And we'll just be taking care of business.
And on that note, I think we should call it a day. It's been a pleasure to be back. We will be back next week, hopefully, unless, you know, the corporate above hold us down again. We'll do our best.
Stick it to the man.
Stick it to the man, as always. From Matt, Graham and Stuart,
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
we'd like to wish you a happy new year.